gonna be cold out today.
Oh, you've nicked my headband. You look like an 80s throwback.
So, it's time to break the fast. My bulb was at it, by the way. It's fallen through the jar and yeah, it didn't grow anyway. It was we're onto a loser there. So this morning I have a bowl of fruit and fibre with oat milk. Yeah, it is oat milk. 2 slices of sourdough with homemade marmalade. Got to give it a while. It's looking kind of icy out there. Actually not icy because we didn't have any rain yesterday, but it is a little bit frosty. So I'll give it until 9:30 and then we'll see what it is. If it's good, we'll go out. Pots, pans, slow cooker. Yeah, they are helping. I know where everything is now. Just to try and remember where everything is, put sticky notes on the doors. Why do you want to be?
No.
No.
I'll take my little foot away.
You don't want to be in shock because you've only just woken up.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. I shall hog the shot then. Oh, you can see the hole in my tights. These are old tights, by the way. These aren't. They're tights without the pad in. I don't know if you can still buy tights like that. Cycling tights.
There you go.
Without the pad, and you just wear a pair of shorts underneath. I find them actually warmer than traditional cycling tights because you can have double layer in it on your thigh and
backside.
On your backside. Okay, so we have some pretty big news. So yeah, pretty cool thing happened. I did mention it on a live stream like 2 days ago. Felt like I was like breaking the news then. So it's a 4C who, well, that's the bike I ride right now. That's my own bike. That's the bike I bought with my own money like about 2 years ago in the autumn of 2019. And it was before the British Hill Climb Championships because I wanted like an out and out hill climb bike. Or at least like, you know, something that would be lighter than the bike I was using at the time. And I rented the 4C because in 2017 they'd managed to create the lightest production bike in the world. It's crazy to think actually because since 2017, you know, so many kind of bike companies have completely like changed things when it comes to making bikes that are not only light but aero as well, and we've kind of gone through phases of aero frames and light frames, haven't we? So in 2017 they made like a killer super light bike from their Mons frame set. Now the Mons frame weighs like 850 grams around there, and now like, you know, some of like the biggest brands that you hear of in the world, you know, they've got theirs to like just under sub 700. But considering like what the 4C are and, you know, what they're doing, it's incredible that they've even got a bike, you know, to that level. So we've been kind of supported by them last year. Obviously nothing really happened and my hill climb season was caught short anyway. But now they've come to me with like a contract, an agreement to like actually have something in place for this year, and we've managed to get like a couple of bikes from them. Now I'm not actually 100% sure exactly what I'll be getting yet, but needless to say, I'm gonna be spoiled for choice. Like I don't think I've ever had like as many bikes as this that I can like do some adventure gravel riding on. I can do some faster, you know, some non-aero time trials on an aero road frame, aero road bike, and then a specific hill climb build. So that one, the one I've already got, the one you see me riding on, the one I'm about to go out and ride on now, can just be, you know, my bike to ride as and when I want to. But then the other bikes will be for specific uses. So yeah, so I'm buzzing about it really, because I've never, like, the most bikes I've ever been given from a team is like 2 or 3 bikes, but they've always been like, you know, a spare road bike or a time trial bike. So I've never had like
Access to them in that way.
Yeah, like complete like different disciplines. So what are we gonna do with this spare bike? Where are we gonna keep them? I'm over the moon that you know, that Tifosi have officially kind of taken me on and provided me with the equipment necessary to do the things I want to do. And this is like the first step on the journey. It's still very early days as far as I'm concerned. Like, you know, anything can happen in 5 years' time. So
Excited?
I was excited for an outdoor ride.
One hour in, haven't had any food yet, but got a couple of bars with me. One downside about when the weather's this cold, you have to ride on the main roads to avoid the ice. But then of course the main roads are busy, so I'm on the main road now from like Pontedawe to the bottom of the Black Mountains. It's not a long stretch of road, but it's long enough for me to be like, do you know what? I need to give it some gas to get off this thing. That's one of my most favourite coffee stops. Cold Town Coffee, and like I said, I don't know if it's open or closed. I've been asked recently, what sort of training am I doing now? Like, am I in a base phase? Am I in a build phase? Like, what am I doing? And what are my training hours? At the minute, what I'm following is quite a loose structure, because I've been thrown into the WTRL race series, so I have to be doing some sort of hard efforts during the week. However, I am also coming back from a lot of time off the bike, so I'm not doing a whole lot of like anything really, apart from just riding my bike. And therefore naturally a lot of that is going to be, you know, in, you know, around about zone 2. To say that I'm in a base phase though is not quite true, because for me personally, my periodization is somewhat different to what, you know, a racer's periodization might be, because, you know, the season starts in March. Well, it depends, because nobody really knows, and then it goes throughout the year, whereas mine kind of starts in the back end of the year. Even though I want to be in good physical condition, you know, as soon as possible, I don't really need to be pinging, you know, or going well until later on in the year. So the best way to put it is I'm in a prep phase. So I'm currently doing around, I don't know, 13 to 15 hours of training a week. The vast majority of that, like 40% split for zone 2 and zone 1, you know, there or thereabouts, but that's where I'm spending most of my time. And then because I'm racing the WTRL, because of my state of fitness at the minute, there's a lot of threshold and over threshold efforts, whereas when I was fitter, you know, those efforts wouldn't have been over threshold. They would have been, you know, threshold and maybe upper zone 3. And lower, but then with more kind of, I guess you'd call it more polarized, because I'm either going, you know, under threshold or over threshold, but now I'm very much at threshold. but it's all good so far. I really need to give you like a bit of a breakdown as to how I'm gonna replan my training, because the WTRL season kind of throws a spanner in those works a little bit, because I'm having to race once a week, and it's about balancing it so that as I'm coming back, obviously I can't handle a whole lot of training because, you know, I'm coming off of an illness and a lot of time off the bike, so I'm having to kind of balance a lot of things, which is quite it's quite hard to do. Isn't it amazing how you can go for like a whole year without riding on some of the roads that you've ridden on like your whole life, and when you go back to riding them, you know exactly where every pothole is. A little tip for you all as well, I'm wearing quite thick gloves today. I'm sure most of you are now when you're out riding. What you could do if you are eating bars while you're riding is obviously have them open ready in your pocket, fish them out, tear them, eat them, and then the wrapper, instead of trying to fumble to put it back in your back pocket, and chances are you might well lose the wrapper because it'll come back out when you pull your hand out. It does happen. You can just shove it up the front of your jersey or shove it up the back of your jersey. That's a little bit of a pro tip. You see them doing it in the tour quite a lot. Some of them even put them under the saddle, but I wouldn't do that.
Come on, I gotta show you what we're having for evening meal. I feel a bit wiped out now.
Why are we sitting in the dark?
Because I like the dark.
Like a vampire.
I've got butternut.
Butternut squash and paprika soup.
Butternut squash and paprika soup. Got a race tomorrow morning, so might need a bit more than this. We'll think about that. There is something behind me just there. Where is it? Just there. That may fuel me. What's this on top?
Banana.
Ooh.
It looks burnt, but it's not. It's the Demerara sugar that's made it look that colour.
I've done a cook's worst nightmare. I poked it.
Yeah, don't poke the cakes.
It's done that.
No. Shoot. Eat your dinner. Come here.
Charlie's hiding food. It's in the box.
It's not filming, is it?
It is.
No.
What's in the box?
All the Christmas stuff we didn't finish.
Some of this is vegan, surely.
No, none of it's vegan.
Truffle bites?
No, they're not vegan.
No.
We have frozen desserts. We have the chocolate brownies, the vegan chocolate brownies you can eat.
Sad.